Welcome, you beautiful people, to CoogsTalk. I'm your host, Sean Paul, here with
Kevin, Badkoubeh.
And Dylan Garcia.
my fellow Coog TV pals. This may be the most controversial CoogsTalk we have done in the history of Coog TV sports. But we at Coog TV, we do not cower away from controversy.
Negative.
As a matter of fact, we love it. We revel in it. And if you don't, if you don't like it, well, we have 3 words for you. Deal with it. So here it is, folks. The most controversial CoogsTalk we will ever do. It's gonna cause a fuss, but we don't care. Every NBA team's greatest player ever. Are you boys ready?
I'm readier than ever, baby.
Let's do it.
All right. This is how it's going to go down. We are judging these players only by what they accomplish for said team. For example, Hakeem Olajuwon, he played for the Raptors. He's arguably their most iconic player, but he's not necessarily their best player. Catch my drift?
Catching the drift.
Let's do it.
All right. So for each team, I will count down from 3 seconds to give you guys time to, say on your mind who you think the best is. If we agree, we will, just elaborate a bit, and then we will move on. However, if we have a disagreement, you will have 30 to 45 seconds on why you think this player is the best player in franchise history. So we can time constraints because, we're on a tight schedule. And hey, folks at home, if you have any picks you would like to say, why not, comment down below and we'll reply to them. We won't. We may, we won't. So, are you boys ready?
Let's do it.
All right.
Ready than ever.
All right, starting off with the Western Conference, and we're going to the Pacific Division. First up, the Denver Nuggets. 3, 2, 1. Nikola
Jokic, baby. The Joker.
The Joker.
Yes.
I think that's a
The
clear,
boy that runs
clear
on,
franchise.
He runs on 2% energy, but he acts like he got the cheat codes.
Yeah, the greatest offensive center of all time. The only player in Nuggets history to win an MVP. I mean, I basically describe his playing style as soft, hard style. He does the minimal amount of effort yet can still destroy you. And I've had Nikola Jokic as the Nugget GOAT even before he won his first championship. I mean, I think one of my family members said Alex English. I mean, really?
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that it's Nikola Jokic from the past couple of years. I think that there shouldn't be much said about it. I think it's clearly Nikola Jokic. I think we can move on to the next one.
All right, next one. The Minnesota Timberwolves.
Let me get to that.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Kevin Garnett.
Anthony Edwards, baby.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
Okay, we
Not
thought
sure
we
about
had
that.
something to agree with, but okay. So, Dylan, 30 to 45 seconds on why you think Anthony Edwards is the Minnesota GOAT. Go.
I mean, he's the crime machine. He creates crimes everywhere he goes. He can shoot the ball. He can dunk it. And I'm just basically calling the shot where, this is posted in 2025, and when it's in 2030 something, we can play back this clip, and it'll probably not be Kevin Garnett anymore. So just want to get that out there. Just want to put that out there that he's the crime scene, man.
I think as of right now, we're talking in the current 2025. I think it's clearly Kevin Garnett. He has an MVP. I think Anthony Edwards and everything more. He's just a clear dog on the court. I mean, I think he's clearly the franchise player for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Okay, so we got a bit of disagreement. Our first disagreement. Well, I guess that clean slate we kept before the show say we're going to agree with all these teams. Well, that was a lie.
Throw it out the window.
Yes. Next up, the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are having one of their best seasons in franchise history. 3, 2, 1.
Russell Westbrook.
Okay, Kevin, you
That's-
said Russell. Me and Dylan
Never
said
good. It's never a good look.
Kevin.
How can you say a snake of a franchise who left them is the franchise player? that doesn't sit right. That doesn't sit in the same sentence. Russell Westbrook is clearly the franchise player, the GOAT of that team. He's stuck with them through everything. He won an MVP there, averaged a triple-double. I think it's clearly it's Russell Westbrook.
Despite the team going less than 50 wins.
Yeah, we're not here talking about team. We're talking about the GOAT player. And I feel like if we're talking about the GOAT player, it got to be Russell Westbrook when you think of OKC.
This isn't a loyalty contest. This is who can hoop and who's not the best hooper.
Loyalty is an overrated concept, by the way.
So, I mean, OKC, Kevin Durant reminds me of the glory days. Thunderstruck, that was a great movie that starred Kevin Durant. So, got to go with the boy.
All right. Next up, the Portland Trail Blazers. Okay, you boys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Damian Lillard. Dame time.
Oh boy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I mean, I say like the day that made me realize like he was too tough, he was GOATed, was May 2nd, 2014, Game 6 versus the Houston Rockets. As a child, as a kid in elementary, sometimes after heartbreaks, you're never the same. And after this, I was just never the same kid. So, Dame time.
Yeah, I gotta disagree. What you gotta say about that?
I mean, well, one led them to the finals, one didn't. I think that's pretty clear cut. What do you say, Kevin?
No, I agree. Completely agree.
Okay.
I can see where you're coming from, though, Sean Paul. I can see where you're coming from.
Okay. Next, finally, rounding off the Northwest Division, the Utah Jazz. 3, 2, 1.
Karl Malone, baby.
Yeah, I think this is pretty clear cut. Despite his, questionable personal life, we're not gonna dig into that. I mean, he's clearly Utah's best player.
Hall of Fame legend.
Yeah.
30,000
2-time MVP. Yeah.
All right. Next up, the Pacific Division. The Golden State Warriors, who for years was the poster boy of the NBA in the mid to late 2010s. We all hated them, but they were just unstoppable. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Stephen Curry.
I mean, this honestly is a no-brainer. I mean, he's the greatest three-point shooter of all time, unanimous MVP.
4-time NBA championship. It's nice to see that we can agree on these past two.
Yeah,
Let's see if it continues to be that way.
I have a feeling that streak is going to break with this next team.
You'll probably need a passport to see wherever he shoots from. Cause
nah, for real.
That thing deep.
Yeah.
That thing deep.
All right, next up, the forgotten child team of Los Angeles, the Clippers. Because honestly, what even is a Clipper? You guys got any idea?
I mean, I just got this fade.
I think it cuts hair or like trims something.
Okay, anyways. 3, 2, 1.
Chris Paul.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Three in a row.
3 for 3.
I mean, I'm honestly surprised. This is our longest streak ever.
Chris Paul was such a great guard for that Clippers team. Growing up like Lob City, it was really nice watching. And I think he's like the best player. I mean, you could argue and say Blake Griffin, but I think without Chris Paul, Blake Griffin is really. I mean, he's really good, but I don't think he's as good as he would be without Chris Paul.
I agree. And I mean, Chris Paul is like the uncle of that team. Just always talking. Excuse my language. He's always talking mess. It almost seems like he's not trying, and it's effortless, and he makes the most simple moves, but it's so efficient. So got to go with Chris Paul for sure, just assisting everybody on and off the court. Shout out State Farm.
Shout out State Farm. Shout out to you, Jake. That one's for you. Okay, now I know this is where the streak is going to end.
Oof.
Next up, basically the golden child of LA sports, the Los Angeles Lakers. Oh boy, I'm scared. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Kobe Bryant, baby. Come on, dude.
Okay.
Give it to me.
Okay. Looks like I'm caught in the crossfire. Oh boy.
Wait, who do you say?
Kobe.
I say Kobe too.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like I'm caught in the crossfire then, because I said Magic Johnson. Now look, I like Kobe. I really do. He is the most iconic player in the franchise, but I feel like, Magic, is the better player. I mean, he was the lead point guard of the Showtime Lakers, multiple MVPs. His rivalry with the Celtics basically helped save, the league. I mean, and also more importantly, he didn't have to play second fiddle for most of his titles.
I mean, everything you described sounded like you were describing Kobe.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more you can even say about Kobe. Kobe's just a legend, man. I think when I think of Lakers GOAT, I think of Kobe Bryant. I mean, yeah, he was paired with Shaq, but Kobe was killing it out there. He won multiple championships. He's like, I think I gotta go with Kobe. It's tough. Magic was definitely a close second for me, but I think maybe.
I'm not judging. I agree with Kobe. I don't mind that.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay. The Phoenix Suns, who are currently going through their own crisis.
Yes, to say the least. Mm-hmm.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Devin Booker.
Steve Nash.
Wait, huh?
I'm noticing a common trend with you and these teams. You're picking a lot
Nah.
It's Devin Booker.
It's Steve Nash. I'm clowning.
Last time I checked,
D-Book
didn't have MVP.
Steve Nash, bro, because D-Book, I mean, I love him as a player, but yeah, he has his own, just got to chill with him. But yeah, Steve Nash for sure.
Yes,
I believe Devin Booker might have won that ring.
Versus
back
Milwaukee.
Yeah, maybe you could say that,
You
but
could
I think
argue.
Steve Nash, I think is the clear, once again, just go to that franchise. He won MVP. I mean, people even argue and say that MVP shouldn't have been his, it should have been someone else, but I think he's still the GOAT of that team.
Yeah, part of the 6 seconds or less Suns, helped them almost made a finals, 50, 40, 90 club.
But Devin Booker also leads the franchise in scoring, so.
That's true. Maybe in a future, maybe you could change that.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, and finally rounding off the Pacific, the Sacramento Kings. 3, 2, 1.
Oscar Robertson.
Oh, okay, let's go.
Okay, that's another one.
Or Rudy Gay.
or De'Aaron Fox, but
Oscar.
I think Oscar Robertson was. There's a lot of older players for this one. I don't think there was really like a young player that was like really competing for like that GOAT spot. But I think Oscar Robertson takes this one.
Yeah. I don't know much about Oscar Robertson, but I mean, I just did my brief research, and he was the obvious candidate. So.
Yeah. Okay, and now we're heading out south to the Southwest Division. Ooh, this is gonna be good. Okay, first off, the Dallas Mavericks.
Wait one second. All right.
3, 2, 1.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Oh,
Okay.
let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
It might have been someone else if they wouldn't have traded him, in the future. But yeah.
Nico Robinson, you are a terrible GM.
Yeah.
I'm saying that to your face.
This 7-foot German giraffe with a flamethrower of a shot. Dog.
He took down LeBron. Like
He did.
He took down the Heatles.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, I think it's definitely Dirk.
Okay, next up, our very own Houston Rockets. And I just got to say, I love what this team is doing.
Yeah, shout out Houston.
Yeah.
Shout out to H.
H-Town. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Mm-hmm.
My heart wanted to say James Harden, but I had to, go with my mind and pick Hakeem.
Right there with Kev.
Yeah.
I mean, he had players playing defense behind him in the first quarter, so that's crazy.
But coming back to Hakeem, man, back-to-back champions, won Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, all in the same season. Like, he's definitely a Houston legend. Like, I mean, he has a statue a jersey statue outside the stadium. So I think like he's the clear GOAT for Houston. Yeah.
Okay.
I wish I could say Harden.
Okay. Next up, the Memphis Grizzlies. Their teams.
Let me see.
I mean,
It's a tough one.
Yeah, do you think they'll make it far this season or something?
You read my notes, Sean Paul. Watch it, baby.
Hey, don't worry.
I think this one's pretty clear too. I'm curious to see what y'all say though.
Okay,
Yeah, let's run it.
here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Marcus
Conley.
Who?
Who?
Mike Conley.
Oh.
Okay.
Mike
Okay,
Conley.
Dylan, why do you say
I can't
Mike?
hate on that, but
Mike, I mean, I didn't really watch the Grizzlies that often, but I do remember Mike Conley just doing his thing, scoring, assisting, which is, it's very broad statement. but he did do those things. I think Ja has the potential, but he hasn't been there long enough. So I just have to go with Mike Conley. But I can see Paul Gasol for sure.
Mark.
Oh, my fault.
No, you're good. I'm
Mark
pretty sure Paul
Gasol.
Gasol played for Memphis too. Yeah, I went with Mark because he won Defensive Player of the Year in 2013.
Despite being second defensive team for some strange
Yeah, and he has multiple NBA All-Star appearances, so I think like he represents Memphis well. There wasn't too much competition. I mean, there's great players like Mike Conley, Zach Randolph, Tony Allen, but Tony Allen's not the GOAT. But yeah, but Mark Gasol would be my pick.
Okay, and finally, rounding off the Southwest Division and the Western Conference as a whole, the San Antonio Spurs, and I have a feeling this is, well,
This is pretty clear.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty clear, but let's see anyways.
Let's check the polls.
3, 2, 1.
Tim Duncan.
Yes.
Let's go, baby.
The big fundamental.
Yeah, the fundamental. Tim Duncan.
The most exciting, boring player. That's Tim. That's Big Timothy right there.
Nah, yeah, that's a clear GOAT for me as well. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, sure, his style may have been boring, but he got the job done. What was he?
He won games. He won games. I mean, he's a great player.
Foundation of the team.
Yeah, was there for a long time too. His career was in San Antonio. Shout out to all my Spurs fans.
They're rocking now.
Yeah, they're rocking.
Y'all got Wemby now, so I think y'all might have maybe a potential go, but we'll see.
He could probably overtake him, but we'll see. Oh, wait, guys, made a mistake. Apparently, you forgot one last team, and New Orleans Pelicans. And who is it going rough in the Big Easy, isn't it?
Really don't care about them, so they can.
Okay, well, listen.
They can suck.
Yeah, I guess we'll never see Zion's full potential.
No, that's very true.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Chris Paul.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah, man. It was really tough. It was really close between Chris Paul and AD, but I gave the edge to Chris Paul.
He dragged that team out of the gutter.
Yeah. I feel like both players are really good, but if I had to pick one, I would have to go with Chris Paul. I mean, they were both had multiple All-Star appearances, but like you said, like Chris Paul took that team out the gutter. I feel like AD, the team, he has good players around him like Jrue Holiday, DeMarcus Cousins, so I don't know, man.
So I'm going to make a switch. I'm going to agree with them, actually.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. We're going to go Chris Paul on this one. I got you.
Let's see it.
You can change your answers on this show, too. With a little bit of convincing.
There's no limits.
There's
not a bad pick, though.
Yeah, Chris Paul.
Well, folks, that is the end of part 1 of our NBA Team GOATs video. We will see you for part 2. Stick around.